Good evening. Welcome to our last episode of the year. A recap of the selected teams, the All-Star Challenge, and a look into the lives of the Chippewas off ice all lie ahead. This is Inside Chippewa Club Hockey. After the most historic year in program history, including winning the NCHC title in the Vezina Cup and getting an auto bid out of the toughest region in the ACHA, D3 Hockey was able to have a few more honors added to their fifth season awards. Prior to the ACHA D3 All-Star Challenge last weekend, the league named All-Region and All-American teams for the 2018 season, and the Chippewas saw plenty of names in both categories. On the All-Star Region North, 6 Chippewas were honored.
Ryan Tyre and Brendan Martin were named to the third team. Nate Allgaier and Riley Morgan were named to the second team, and Dalton Sutherland and Captain James Gleason were named to the first team All-North Region. The Chippewas had the most players of any one team in the North Region honored, 2 more than national champion Hope College.
On top of all of these honors, Sutherland was named Player of the Year in the North. What does it mean to have so many players awarded to the regional teams when 2 of them are returning next year?
This is crucial for the Chippewas going forward. Everyone knew that they were going to be losing a lot of seniors at the end of this year, and some of your best scorers on your top 2 lines, I mean Nick Wink, Jason Pischke, and of course losing Tyre and Allgaier. I mean, that's going to be hard to fill in for next year when you're losing some of the top scorers in the entire country. And don't even get me started on the defense, because with all the players that we're losing defensively, it's going to be astounding how this team will have to fill in next year. But the good thing here for the Chippewas is that they have 2 phenomenal players who are leading the offense and who are leading the defense, and Brendan Martin and Dalton Sutherland respectively. Brendan Martin has been a phenomenal player since he started off here, very much like Dalton Sutherland has. Sutherland's going to be a senior next year. He's going to be the big dog. He's going to have to lead the offense. He'll be that top line once again, and realistically, he could be the captain up there. He's going to have to diversify the scoring and get it back up to what it was this season. For Brendan Martin, he's got to learn exactly what he learned from the top defenseman in James Gleason. Do exactly what he did. Brendan Martin's a very forward-minded defenseman, but if he can teach a lot of the players that stay-at-home blue line style of defense, this team is going to have a lot of success going into next year because of how deep their defensive talent is and how deep their team is as a young unit.
Of all the players in the ACHA Division III, the Chippewas were honored with having 2 of the top 12 players in the country.
Captain James Gleason was named as a second-team All-American, and Dalton Sutherland was named to the first team. Gleason and Sutherland were crucial players to help lead the Chippewas to their best season in team history, and were 2 players who've been around the D3 team for over 3 years.
An impressive amount of postseason awards, to say the least, and to have 2 of All-Americans is an outstanding honor for Central Michigan. What gave these 2 such an incredible opportunity to have such incredible seasons?
These are 2 players who have done it the right way since they've gotten here. James Gleason played between the old D2 team and now this D3 team, and he saw it when it was not at its best, and he took it to what it is now. He has been such a phenomenal captain, and he taught so many things to those guys like Dalton Sutherland, who was a young guy when James Gleason had started off being an assistant captain here. The thing that gave him the ability to is they bought into the system that James Cadzo brought. He came in, he said, this is how we're going to run things. We're going to finish every game. We're going to play every game like we're down 1 goal, no matter if we're up 10 or down 10. We're going to learn how to finish games. And he stuck by that the entirety of the season. And you saw players buy in. Nate Allgaier had 19 goals in the previous 2 seasons. He had 42 this season. Now, what does that mean for players like James Gleason and Dalton Sutherland? Sutherland's always been a good role player, and he's always been a good scorer, but more of an assist guy. And this season, you saw that he was a mix of both. I mean, you don't just get to over 110 goals just by being a guy who stays back. He was a guy who knew what he wanted, and James Gleason was the same way. They dedicated themselves to this system. They bought in, and that's why they had the success they did.
What legacy does James Gleason leave behind as a multi-year captain?
This is the epitome of what you want for a captain of CMU hockey. Hard-nosed, dedicated to the team, treats every player with the same respect that is given back to him. He's a guy who's going to stick up for everyone on the team, and he's a guy who's soft-spoken. He does his talking on the ice with his play. He's going to be there when you need somebody to talk, but he's not going to be your guy who's going to be saying everything. He has taught a lot of things to the players, both defensively and offensively, on this team. And with what James Gleason has left behind as a captain, the future is very bright for CMU.
How does Sutherland keep this going into next year?
Diversified scoring. That's going to be huge for Sutherland. He knows that he's the big dog. He knows he's going to have the target on his back after what he did. If he can teach the players to play a very similar style of hockey that he did, going into the corners, being in position, being that setup man, but being able to finish, the CMU team and Dalton Sutherland will be able to keep having that offensive success to be the highest scoring team in the nation.
On top of these honors given to these two players, the impressive list of awards continued for the Chippewas, and one more major honor, and a number of players continuing their seasons last week. 7 members of the CMU hockey team were chosen to represent in the MCHC Red at the 2018 ACHA All-Star Challenge in Westchester, Pennsylvania. The All-Star Challenge brings together players from the best players from the top conferences in the ACHA Division III. Dalton Sutherland, Nate Allgaier, Ryan Tyre, James Gleason, Brennan Martin, Justice Bigelow, and Riley Morgan helped lead the MCHC Red to a 5th place finish with a 5-3 win over the Indiana Collegiate Hockey Conference. Sean, the MCHC teams finished in 5th and 7th place at this year's challenge after winning it all the last few years. What do you think the difference was in this year for this year's team?
Really, I think the thing was parity more than anything. You weren't seeing a talent disparagement from this MCHC Red team or the MCHC Blue team. They had some of the best goaltenders playing, with Riley Morgan being the winningest, and Aaron Neighbor had a great time for the MCHC Blue. But the South stepped it up. The SCHC was outstanding. The South Region Independent team as itself, they were the team that was competing as the second-place team. To see MCHC Red and Blue finish 5th and 7th in a 10-place award conference, that's very surprising. And I was talking to Lou Gamlin about it. He said a lot of teams were thinking that they had a chip on the shoulder. They wanted to go against that MCHC team, and they wanted to embarrass them.
Dalton Sutherland has not only been selected as our Player of the Year here by the Chippewa Club Hockey Network, but also has been selected as the 2018 ACHA D3 Player of the Year. Along with that huge accomplishment, he was also named the 2018 North Region Player of the Year, led the ACHA with 114 points, made first team for the All-MCHC and All-Region. For the MCHC tournament, he made the Dream Team and first team All-Tournament and All-American. Sutherland has undoubtedly made a name for himself on this Chippewa team. Sean, what role did Sutherland play on the team this year?
Well, you heard it right there and everything that you were saying. Sutherland was everything. He was everywhere. He was the entirety of the offense. And, you know, talking to his dad pretty much the entirety of the season, and pretty much every time that we've seen him up here, he's always said Dalton's more of a setup guy. He isn't comfortable being that lead scoring guy. And you saw him take that backseat position, and that's not saying that he was not performing in Nationals. That's saying that he went back into the role that he's most comfortable with, and that's why Nate Allgaier was able to have 10 goals in the national tournament. He did exactly what he wanted to do, and he played his game this season.
How do you think that his play impacted the players around him?
I think for a lot of the younger guys, especially to begin the season, like Alex Osborne, who he started the season with, and guys that had to fill in over the course of the season, like Jake St. Andre when he came up, they saw that Dalton Sutherland could score when he needed goals. There were not a lot of times this season where Central Michigan needed goals in a close game, but when they did need them, Dalton Sutherland usually had his fingerprints either around the assist column or the goal column in those kind of games. That's crucial for a team. When you can get goals and that plenty, and when you need them, it's going to be huge for your team going forward.
Well, with that, we have his top 5 highlights from this season. Dalton Sutherland gets the puck behind the net, wraps it around, shoots, and scores his 50th of his career.
Look what I found behind the net. And Dalton Sutherland, a humongous goal for him, and it's a beautiful one. Not that we saw too many of these this season. A backhand, top shelf goal.
Chip was tied at 3 with Air Force. Justice Bigelow gets it down to Nathan Allgaier. Allgaier over to Dalton Sutherland, and Sutherland puts it in the back of the net.
And as he did all season long, Sutherland right on that left post finds that one at the doorstep and bangs it in to give the tie to Central Michigan, leading to what would be a big win.
Heading into overtime with the Bulldogs, Ryan Tyre brings the puck up behind the net, gets it over to Dylan Billings in front of the net. He scrambles, and Dalton Sutherland jams it through.
Exact same positioning right there, but this one is a rebound in front that Sutherland had to find and put away. Massive goal at Ava Glaben, and a humongous win for the Chippewas.
Nate Allgaier gets it back to Ryan Tyre. Tyre down to Dalton Sutherland in front of the net. Sutherland to Allgaier. Allgaier back to Sutherland, and he pushes it through.
Just massive here. First Vezina Cup in team history for Central Michigan. It was led by Gleason. It was led by Dalton Sutherland right there with the big goal that turned out to be the game winner.
The puck finds itself back up at the blue line to Dalton Sutherland. Sutherland over to Ryan Tyre. Tyre back to Sutherland, and he scores, completing his 100th point on the season.
He joked about this being his ugliest goal this season as well, but 100 points in a single season, the decade mark, the century mark, it's absolutely phenomenal.
We're going to head to break here at Inside Chippewa Club Hockey, but when we get back, we'll have a look at inside the lives of 2 graduating players.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Inside Chippewa Club Hockey airs every day at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. on Charter 189.
Welcome back to Inside Chippewa Club Hockey. Cal Jesko and Jason Pischke live together off campus. We took a look inside their lives off ice in this segment we call CCHN Cribs.
Hello, welcome to downtown Mount Pleasant. I'm Jason.
I'm Cal.
Welcome to our crib.
Welcome to the dungeon.
Alright, so first when you walk in, you got the laundry room right here. We'll take you in here. I do about no loads of laundry in here. I take my clothes home for me. My mom does them.
It's not free either.
It's not free.
Of course.
$1.50 per load of wash, $1 for dryer. That's why Mom and Bear do it.
Come on in.
Nice rug for you. So it's the front room. This is where we air out our hockey gear pretty much and store everything. Well, some things. Cat food, dog food.
This is Daisy, our house pet, dog,
Niece D. Next, we'll take you over to the best part of the apartment, I think. This is the old bar area. We don't even party here, so it's really not even that cool. We don't even spend that much time. No, sometimes during the day we do homework here, just hang out during the day. Other than that, yeah, it's just a nice little chill area. Other than that,
our cooler.
we'll take you over to the cooler. Stocked, fully loaded with pop. Now one thing that's kind of cool, the roommates that were here before left us this, I don't even know what it is, but it's our house roommate, our little mascot, I guess you could call him. Next is our kitchen, right in here. We like to have a nice open door policy here, as you can see. Caught me at a good time, just went grocery shopping yesterday, so fully loaded. Microwave.
Let's check out the fridge. Fully stocked. Eggs, milk, and meat.
We really like our milk here. So we got 4 people that live here, but we got 1 bathroom, but it's alright because we're all dudes, so it's really not that big of a deal. We also got our on-deck chair. We had nowhere else to put that, so we figured throw that right in the bathroom. Here is our living room, family room. This is my roommate Joe. There's my roommate Nick over there. Playing Fortnite.
Roommate's fiance.
Roommate's fiance, Megan Cooper. Great gal. Fortnite's really taken over our TVs the past couple months. We got 3. Use them all. Another cool part about the apartment is our chalkboard wall. A lot of stories, a lot of good times on that wall. Here's our cat.
This is our other roommate, Chip. Say hi.
Cat. Oh, doesn't like the dog. Dog doesn't like her.
This is my bedroom, room 3. Doors a little messed up, but got all the essentials. Bed, desk, cool posters. That's about it. Al Capone, yeah. I haven't seen that.
I'm gonna take you into my bedroom. This is where no magic happens. Got my shrine to myself right here. Little Nationals, or my past to Nationals poster that was made. Used to listen to Wiz Khalifa a little bit when I was younger, mainly in high school. I don't really anymore, but yeah, I'm really organized. I like to keep up on my stuff, so I like to keep a calendar right here. And Kid Rock poster, of course.
And finally, we have our walk-in closet.
This closet's for all of us. It used to be a bedroom, but
Mainly for me and him. I
Yeah.
really use it, but
yeah, pretty much.
storage too, if you can tell.
Golf clubs. Yeah, this is the rest of our storage, as you can tell. Yeah, nothing really cool in here, but that's about it. We got some extra beds back there. All right, I hope you liked our crib. Hope you liked downtown Mount Pleasant. See you again sometime, but now you gotta get out.
When we come back, we'll have a preview of what next season looks like for the Chippewas, as well as an off-ice battle between two Chippewas.
5, 4.
Central View. Many stories, one show.
Hi everyone, I want to talk to you about MHTV's returning show, Downtime. Downtime's a show all about video games and anime, where every week me and my friends sit down and we talk about some of the biggest topics in gaming. Alongside that, we pick an anime that's airing this season and break down the episodes. So, if you have any interest in video games or anime, I highly recommend Downtime. It airs every day at 12 p.m. and 7 p.m., with new episodes airing every other Monday. You can also follow us at Twitter at Downtime TV or check out our episodes on MHTV's Vimeo page.
Something catch your eye? Tonight's gonna be perfect. I can feel it. Nothing could go wrong.
There's my birthday girl. Did you really expect things to work out?
I just wanted one good night.
Hockey's finally done for all the players at CMU with the conclusion of the All-Star Challenge last weekend. And between the three teams that suited up for the Chippewas, there were more than plenty of great plays this season. But we had to pick it down, and we were finally able to limit down to the top 10 plays of the 2017-2018 season.
At number 10, Lawrence Rowe brings the puck up the ice, takes a shot from the top of the left side circle, and sends it to the back of the net.
Great ripper here from Lawrence Rowe. Had himself an open area at the top of the left side circle and just jammed that one past against a tough trying team.
As the women's team took on Michigan State, Julia Sachel gets it over to Jessica Killingback. Killingback comes through with a toe drag goal for a number 9 pick.
Absolutely disgusting goal here for Jessica Killingback. She goes top shelf against Michigan State for their second win of the season, and this is a beautiful goal.
At number 8, Cal Desco takes a shot on net. It deflects off a Spartan skate and into the net for the Chippewas' first ever win at Munn Ice Arena.
And Jesco joked about this one all season long. He said, you know, the only way I'm scoring goals this season is getting these ugly redirects. It doesn't matter how you get them as long as you get them. Big win at Munn.
In the first game against Western Michigan, Shane Agnello takes the puck up for a breakaway, shoots a forehand backhand, and puts it in the back of the net.
A lot of great candidates for breakaway goals in the top 10 plays, but I really like this Shane Agnello one. From center ice, undresses the goalie back there, and just brings that lead to an 8-goal lead.
For our 6th pick, Jake Turowski brings the puck up, fires a shot from the right side circle, and scores.
He almost plays like he's working in a shootout right there. He slows up the approach a little bit and pings it off both the crossbar and the goalpost.
Dylan Billings gets the puck from Ryan Tyre for a scramble in front of the net. Dalton Sutherland comes and buries it with just 25 seconds left in overtime against Ferris.
Can't say it enough. Absolutely massive here. Chippewas kept their win streak going as this was the 16th straight. Dangerous position here at Ava Gleben.
The Chippewas traveled to Eagles Ice Center looking to extend their winning streak to 19 games. Dalton Sutherland was able to complete his 100th point on the season. Let's go to Sean Bednard with the call.
On the season for Dalton Sutherland. 4-0 lead for the Chippewas, and the Century Kid does it.
Coming in at number 3, Dalton Sutherland gets the puck up to Nathan Elgire for a top shelf one-timer during the Vezina Cup quarterfinals.
And that's the rocket we saw from Gator all season long. No bigger one on the rocket of his stick than this one to finally expel the Demon of Michigan and be able to move on to the next round of the MCHC.
Dalton Sutherland tosses it back to Joey Simoncelli. Simoncelli passes it back to James Gleason, and Gleason fires a rocket for the game-winning goal against Air Force.
I don't know what else you would expect from the captain. A humongous game like this where the Chippewas are being defeated through the first 2 periods. Huge comeback right there led by the captain.
And for our top play of the season, coming in at number 1, Dalton Sutherland scores the game winner to defeat Michigan State in the Vezina Cup finals. Sean Bednard has the call.
And for the first time in team history, Central Michigan, the MCHC champions.
While the action on the ice has come to a close, the competitive blood continues to flow off ice. We pitted 2 D3 players against each other to settle the score of who can go Ach out of the show.
Three randoms. Okay, I got Buffalo, Calgary, Vancouver.
Ooh,
Suicide for sure. Taylor Hall.
I got Minnie, Vancouver, and Detroit. Oh wow, Detroit's awful in this. Look at that.
Detroit is not a good.
Yeah, they are, dude. All right, so I'm gonna be Minnesota. You know, look at those overall.
Who's the best on the team?
At Fortnite? Oh, at NHL.
I mean, I thought I was pretty good, but I saw T-White play Bigs the other day, and T-White it wasn't even close. T-White won like 12-2 or something like that.
He played Bigs?
Yeah, well.
Lawrence Rowe is a very good NHL player.
That's what I've heard, but I've never seen him play, so. Oh, here we go. Oh!
Selfish.
Oh, it went in!
Well,
I don't know how that went in.
That was a Shane goal.
It was a Shane goal. Oh! There we go. Jonas Brodin, the Swede.
Should be 1-0.
No, it should be 2-0. Oh,
Yeah,
they're
I
not
guess they
letting
don't
me,
want
dude.
to.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go.
Scandella
Adam,
doesn't
let's
fight. Oh. All right, I'm gonna block and I want to grab on. There you go. Make it a little more fair. Oh.
Give me at least one victory today.
Okay. Yeah, nope. Had to win that one too.
Who do you think would be the best fighter on the team?
Gleason.
Gleason because he's psychotic, but Jake thinks he's the best fighter, but he's not a good game 1. Not happy with that. We'll see how this one goes. Are we doing randoms again?
Yeah, we'll do randoms. All right, Edmonton.
Go ahead. Nashville's my first one.
Winnipeg. Ooh, but look at their goalie in this one.
Yeah, that's not good.
And watch. Ooh, you know who I'm being.
Joe, if you had to compare yourself to an NHL player, play style.
Well, I think I'm like Patrick Kane, but I know I'm not. But if I could try to play after one person, I do like the way Panarin plays a lot. 'Cause he just got such a quick release, and it's just insane.
I would say like a Brendan Gallagher. You know, gritty, works hard in the corners. You know, I don't know, works hard.
Maybe like a Callahan.
Yeah, maybe
Nathan
a good
Gerby.
penalty killer.
Yeah.
You know, Nathan Gerby.
Beauty.
Because of my height.
Yeah.
you watch that Jersey
See
Shore
ya.
the other day?
I did watch that
Did
Jersey
you?
Shore. Right.
Good episode. Snooki sucks, man.
Snooki is, dude, did you see her lips, dude?
Yeah, oh, they're gross. All of them got
They all look
plastic
so
surgery.
bad.
Except for Vinny. Vinny still
And
looks
Polly.
good.
Polly's a beauty.
Yeah. I like Polly.
Oh, I thought you were going to start talking about Polly.
I had to give him
You
a
are
credit.
that guy, yeah.
I had to.
Yep.
Had to. He
Scores
deserved
on
it.
an
He's
empty
been
net.
working his butt off the whole game. Ben Rychuk is pretty good.
Nah, I rolled him. 2 seconds, and good game, man.
All right.
Do you have any final thoughts?
Shane's a little better than I expected. I knew he was pretty good, but he came out, showed a lot of intensity, and I was impressed with his play today.
First game, Joey played a lot better. You know, I mean, doesn't matter what the score was. He played a lot better the first game. You know.
With the Chippewas finishing a historic season, we take a way too early look at what next year looks like for the D3 Chippewas. With the Chippewas losing many of their defensive seniors, Justice Bigelow, James Gleason, and Cal Jesko, who do you think will step up defensively for the Chippewas?
I think it really comes down to Brennan Martin, and obviously that comes with him being such a highly touted player. I mean, this is a guy that could play junior hockey right now and had a chance to play junior hockey in college, want to come back to the Central Michigan team. Found his way back here and has absolutely performed as both a forward and as a defensive player. Brennan Martin's going to be crucial for this team next year, and I really, of all the players that I have a good feeling about next year, I have this really weird feeling about Jacob Lansookie. I have this feeling that he's going to adapt himself into his role. He had a very good scoring touch coming into Nationals, found his way at Nationals to get a few goals, and was a good stout defenseman at the blue line who had a bit of physicality about him. A player that we have not been able to see with that kind of physical presence in some time. Brennan Martin and Lansookie are two guys that are going to have to step up for the defensive next year.
The Chippewas are also losing some of their top scorers like Ryan Tyre and Nathan Elgire. Who do you think we'll see step up and find their scoring touch?
I think of all the players that I really expect a lot out of next year, and I don't know if they're going to be the guy to step up, Shane Agnello. He had a very hot start to the season, had himself into the double-digit goal column, but couldn't find it throughout the rest of the season. Had one goal in the second half of the semester, had a few chances a few different times, but couldn't find that scoring touch. I think he'll step up next year. The freshmen that are coming into sophomore year next year, Joey Simon-Selly, Ben Rychuk, Alex Osborne, they're guys that I really like. And Alex Osborne is the guy that could have been a top liner this entire season. He got injuries and he got sickness about the middle part of the season. I expect him to step it up, and I expect him to play very well as one of the top two lines next year.
The Chippewas made history this season on their road to Nationals. What will it take for the Chippewas to make a run like this next year?
If this Chippewa team wants to find themselves not just at Nationals, but in a similar position at Nationals as they had last year, they have to be able to step up on all units. The offense at the very top line is going to be there, but these players have to have a baptism by fire. They have to step up very early on into the season and find themselves in a scoring position and in a position to be leaders no matter what their role is on the team from that fourth line up, like we talked about that they were able to have this season. Freshmen weren't playing like freshmen throughout the course of this season. Freshmen were playing like seasoned veterans, and that's why we were able to have players like Alex Osborne keep up a good streak going on through the early part of the season. If this team wants to have that kind of success, if they have James Cadzo leading the unit next year, they're going to be okay on that mark. But players have to find their way to fill those roles that are being left by Ryan Tyre, by Nate Algire, and by the entire defensive core. This team has so much talent and so much potential, and that can be a little bit asinine to talk about when you look into a next season, but that's something that's so crucial because when you have so many young players on a team like this, and when they can get legitimate scoring opportunities, when they can get legitimate game action, not just in games that are throwaways, it's going to be a testament of what they can do next year. I'm excited to see what they can do, and I think the future is very bright for this Chippewa hockey team. A ring's coming, and it's going to be in a few years.
I agree with you, Sean. Well, that's a wrap for this season of Inside Chippewa Club Hockey. Follow along with us on social media for these off-season updates. Thank you for watching and supporting us all this year. For myself and Sean Bednard, fire up Chips.